So bonsoir to all our participants on Zoom as well as Facebook Live. I welcome you all for this amazing virtual Christmas soirée. It is that time of the year where we are relaxed and there are happy vibes all around. These last 2 years have been unique, I would say, but we all have made the most of it. We at Indo French Hub take this opportunity to thank all our collaborators, Institut Français, Noël Publishers, Candies, all our trainers, Elodie Vincent, Vincent Bouon, Shreni, Emily, Marion, Rian, and all our intervenants from the time we have started all the virtual webinars and training. I would like to thank all our intervenants, Vidya Rao, Hina Paleja, Ashutosh, Priya Katuria, Jolon Gupta, Diedri, Jules Machin, and all this wouldn't have been possible without the support and guidance of two important people. Philippe Guillian, thank you so much, Philippe, for all the support and readiness to collaborate for all the programs that we have done. It gives us a great boost to do many more programs for all the French lovers. And Amrita ma'am, thank you for guiding me at every step. And last but not the least, to all our participants and audience, without whom nothing was possible. We have offered a variety of courses and programs in these last 2 years. We received many suggestions and we try to cover all the suggestions that we have received by giving various learning enriching experiences. We are starting the year 2022. We are going to start the year 2022 with a bang. And we are going to announce amazing courses for the DELF and DALF training. Also, we are going to have Atelier de Cinema, TEF courses, and also training program for teachers of FLEUR. And everything will be updated. You will be updated through our emails. And all the training programs are going to be conducted by renowned international trainers. So without any further ado, we start our soirée. And as regards to the flow of the program, we'll start with Philippe, who's going to share his own experience and share a few words with us. Then we are going to have some songs by a very special person. And maybe there's a small surprise for you all. And that's going to be followed by a quiz and many prizes to win. And we are going to end with a nice visit of Paris city. So I would say everybody also in due course, keep your Kahoot app ready, so that when we start, you don't miss out on this competition. So the Kahoot app, you can directly go on kahoot.it. It's better if you can just have your app, because we still have 15 minutes before we start the competition. So before I start, Philip, thank you sir very much for collaborating with this program for our teachers, and welcome for this soirée. Everybody knows Philip, he needs no introduction. He's the attaché at Institut Français, Mumbai. So over to you, Philippe, and I hope everybody has a great evening today.
Merci, cher Bijal. Merci d'avoir associé l'Institut français en Inde à cette belle soirée autour de Noël. Vous le savez sans doute, Noël, c'est la fête la plus importante en France pour les Français. Il n'y a pas de fête qui puisse se comparer à Noël. Pour les Français, évidemment, c'est aussi la fête des enfants. Et c'est vrai que lorsque je pense à Noël, j'ai mes souvenirs d'enfance qui remontent. L'époque où enfants, mes parents nous emmenaient, ma sœur et moi, chez mes grands-parents qui habitaient dans une maison à la campagne et où nous retrouvions toute la famille. Et le soir, lorsque la nuit était tombée, nous partions en famille à l'église du village. Quelquefois, il faisait très froid, quelquefois, il y avait de la neige. Nous partions à l'église pour la messe de minuit. Et au retour, eh bien, nous sentions qu'il y avait quelque chose de spécial dans la maison. Et nous voyions à un moment un grand personnage, le Père Noël, qui venait pour nous distribuer nos cadeaux. Évidemment, il a fallu quelque temps pour qu'on comprenne que ce grand bonhomme, ce grand Père Noël, c'était le grand-père en fait, qui jouait ce rôle. Donc voilà, toujours beaucoup d'émotions quand on repense à ces moments de bonheur en famille. Quelques mots sur l'histoire de Noël, peut-être aussi un petit rappel pour tout le monde. Eh bien, c'est qu'en fait, Noël, évidemment, c'est la naissance de Jésus hein, pour les chrétiens, mais que si cette histoire est racontée dans les évangiles, la date n'est pas précisée. Donc, il a fallu attendre en fait le IVe siècle. C'est seulement en 353 que l'Église d'Occident a décidé de fixer la date de Noël au moment du solstice d'hiver. Donc, elle a en fait choisi la date d'une fête qui était une fête païenne à l'origine, la fête qui célèbre la nuit la plus longue de l'année, mais c'est aussi la victoire du jour, puisque à partir de Noël, toutes les nuits vont se réduire et les journées vont devenir plus longues. Donc, c'est un signe magnifique, puisque progressivement, le jour va s'imposer à la nuit. Donc, c'est une fête qui est vraiment très ancienne, et c'est pourquoi, en la célébrant, nous faisons honneur à nos ancêtres, en perpétuant une coutume qu'eux-mêmes avaient reçue en héritage et qu'ils nous ont transmise. Une manière sans doute de retrouver le sens profond de Noël sera peut-être de s'ouvrir avec émerveillement à toutes les richesses humaines, culturelles et spirituelles que cette fête met dans le cœur des hommes, quelle que soit leur religion, leur culture et leurs convictions. Voilà, c'était ce petit rappel que je voulais faire parce que ça me paraît vraiment, vraiment important au moment de célébrer cette fête. Je vous laisse la parole.
Thank you so much, Philip. So to continue and get the festivities on, we have with us a very special person. Her name is Amal. To present Amal, I can say she's a hostess in the Eiffel Tower since last 21 years. She loves the world. She loves traveling, meeting people all over the world. And in case if you have been lucky and when you have traveled to Eiffel Tower, and she easily spots Indian at Eiffel Tower, and you would have heard her singing. If not, we have got you this opportunity to hear Amal. She's at the Eiffel Tower right now. If you're lucky, we might see the Eiffel Tower as a backdrop, and we are going to hear her beautiful voice. Amal, can we have you with us? You'll have to unmute yourself, Amal. We can't hear you or see you. Amal, can you hear me? Guys, please kindly hold on. I'll just ask her to connect. Just give me a minute. Amal, I can see you. Can you please unmute yourself? With technology also comes some glitches here and there. Amal, I can see you, Amal. Can you hear me? You have to unmute yourself, Amal. Yes. Can you hear us, Amal?
Wait. Attends.
She's at the Eiffel Tower right now, and it's great that she's trying to get some few minutes in the middle of her work to show us the Eiffel Tower. She's trying to manage the crowd, I believe, over there.
Yeah, wait, please. Tu m'entends?
Yes, we hear you.
Alors moi, je t'entends pas.
Can you hear me now? We can hear you, Amal.
Non, je t'entends pas. Attends. Je t'entends pas.
Amal, we can hear you.
Il y a un problème, je t'entends pas.
Amal, I can hear you, Amal.
Attends.
I think we are all busy looking at the Eiffel Tower behind her.
Alors, je ne t'entends pas,
Yes,
Bijal.
vous êtes là?
What?
I can hear you, Amal. We all can hear you.
I can hear you from far away.
Yes, I think we can hear
I don't know
you.
what
If you...
to do. Arrêtez la vidéo.
Oui, arrêtez la vidéo peut-être, oui.
Attends. Maybe
We can hear you, Amal. It's very
stop the
clear. We can
video,
hear
maybe,
you.
and I put it again back. Wait.
On vous attend, Amal.
Hear you. I don't hear you.
Okay. So guys, what we'll do is I'll just connect with Amal over the call and get this set. And by then we can start with the quiz so that we don't waste our time. I think you all can get your...
Oh my God.
Amal, we can hear you. Would you like to try?
Je ne t'entends pas. C'est malheureux, mais je ne t'entends pas. Ah, dis, OK.
C'est clair, c'est clair.
Bon, ben, j'aimerais vous dire tous bonjour depuis la Tour Eiffel, depuis Paris en direct. Regardez, aujourd'hui, la Tour Eiffel a la tête dans les nuages pour de vrai. Alors, je vais vous la montrer. Regardez, nous sommes dans le site de la Tour Eiffel à Paris. La vraie Tour Eiffel, la vraie de vrai. Alors, attention, regardez ce beau parc. C'est dommage que je ne puisse pas vous le montrer la nuit parce que les lumières sont extraordinaires. Regardez.
Ah, c'est magnifique.
Vous voyez, elle a vraiment la tête dans les nuages. Donc, je voulais vous chanter quelques chansons. D'abord, bien évidemment, je vais vous chanter un petit « Vive le vent, vive le vent, vive le vent d'hiver qui s'en va sifflant, soufflant dans les grands sapins verts. Oh, vive le vent, vive le vent, vive le vent d'hiver. Boule de neige et jour de l'an et bonne année grand-mère. » Et cette chanson que je chante à tous les visiteurs de la Tour Eiffel, c'est « Quand il me tient dans ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur, et la surprise c'est Hom tere bina abrena isakte tere bina kya wajud mera तुझसे जुदा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुदा क्योंकि तुम ही हो अब तुम ही हो जिंदगी अब तुम ही हो चैन भी मेरा दर्द भी मेरी आशिकी अब तुम ही हो. Je vous embrasse très très fort. Je vous dis à très bientôt à la Tour Eiffel. Bijal, j'étais très heureuse de te rencontrer avec ton groupe. Je vous attends tous très nombreux à la Tour Eiffel pour une petite chanson dans l'ascenseur. Je veux vous dire que j'aime l'Inde, que j'y suis allée 2 fois, que je compte y retourner parce que je n'ai pas fini de visiter ce magnifique pays. C'est juste extraordinaire. Et Bijal, s'il te plaît, peux-tu m'aider à parler hindi, s'il te plaît? Alors, je sais dire, la seule chose que je sais dire, c'est « Apsi milker acha laga ».
हमको भी बड़ा अच्छा लगा. Thank you so much.
Bisous à tous ceux qui nous regardent. Donc, je suis à la Tour Eiffel, c'est bien vrai. Ce n'est pas un filtre Snapchat, ce n'est pas un filtre Instagram. Je suis vraiment à la Tour Eiffel.
Merci.
Ça fait 21 ans que je travaille à la Tour Eiffel et je suis toujours aussi enchantée par ce site extraordinaire.
21 ans.
21 ans, monsieur. Monsieur, il dit 21 ans.
Et vous
Vous savez quoi? Je suis en direct avec Mumbai. Oui, non, je m'en lasse pas. C'est ce que je suis en train de leur dire. C'est extraordinaire. Je vous
Thank you
embrasse
so much, Amal. Merci,
on
merci.
avait pu se connecter la nuit. Je vous aurais fait voir ce site extraordinaire. Dans 2 heures, bon, je pense que dans 2 heures, elle sera finie la réunion, mais dans 2 heures, la nuit tombe. Et là, c'est juste le pays des merveilles. Ils ont mis vraiment des lumières extraordinaires avec des flocons qui tombent, etc. Et Bijal, je t'ai envoyé les vidéos. Tu pourras partager avec tes amis.
Oui, bien sûr.
J'embrasse tous
Merci.
très fort. J'embrasse l'ambassade de France en Inde. J'embrasse l'Inde tout entière. Je vous embrasse tous. À très bientôt.
Merci, à
Vous êtes une
bientôt.
chanteuse magnifique.
À bientôt. Merci. Thank you so much, Amal. That was really, really great. I mean, we can't travel there, but a small glimpse of the city makes our heart so happy. Hopefully, we all can travel soon again. So that was Amal for us from Eiffel Tower. That was a small tribute to our French community over here. We move on to the fun part. I'm going to share my screen. We start with Kahoot. I request all of you to have your Kahoot apps ready. Just to let you know, we have our prizes sponsored by Goel Publishers, as well as Candies, that's a cafe cum restaurant in Mumbai. So we have amazing prizes for the top 3 winners. And we have some surprises too. So I request all of you to keep your, so that's the vouchers that we are going to share with the winners. A small instruction to keep in mind, in the Kahoot quiz, when you log in with your name, please write your full name, because if you just write your initials, it will be difficult for us to locate you. And when I announce you the winner, please kindly send me a message on my WhatsApp. I'll share my number so that I can get in touch with you. So again, thank you very much, Goel Publishers and Candies, for the prizes sponsored. Great. Thank you, Tushar. So we'll start with our quiz. I'll share my screen. That's with the Kahoot. I'm sure most of you are aware with Kahoot. So the questions will be flashed on my screen. You will read the question on my screen, and your app of Kahoot, you will select the right option, right? And you will see the scores also on the screen. So here we go.
Perhaps
What's the code?
Yeah, I will share the code. Yes, Philippe?
Yes, the PIN code, yes.
I will. I'm just sharing it. Just give me a minute. Okay, Philip, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Perfect, perfect. So we'll allow a few minutes for everybody to put in the code, and please type your first name and not just the initials. I think you cannot hear the sound, right, Philip? Tushar, if you don't mind, will you put the code in the chat, please?
Done.
Yeah. Can you hear the music?
No, can't hear.
Okay. Just a second. We wait for a few more seconds so that more people can log in. Great. We have already 29 people who have logged in. We have 2 more people in the waiting room. They'll get in quickly. We have around 63 participants. I request all of you to quickly put in the code that you see here. It's 2607934. Few more seconds. We have Claudia, Parama, Savar, Hasrat, Delisha. Perfect. I'm starting with the quiz, guys. All set. Oh, we have Bianca. You just allow me a few more seconds. There are a few people in the waiting room. They can join us for the quiz. So just to tell you again, the questions will be flashed on my screen and you will select the answer on your device. And we'll have prizes for the top 3 winners, first, second, and third. Great. The code is 2607934. Perfect. We start. Along with me, I have Madam Amrita Raghunandan, enseignant de Fleur. Amrita ma'am is the one who has made this quiz for all of us. Trust me, it's going to get you thinking that did you know this or did you not know this? So Amrita ma'am, thank you so much for helping us with this amazing quiz. And we are going to have Amrita ma'am who's going to share interesting facts on certain questions, which I think we might not be aware of. So that's great. We have 2 more people who have just logged in. Kenaz, would you like to quickly log in to your Kahoot? Great. I'm starting with the quiz. And here we go, guys. Amrita ma'am, are you there with me?
Yes.
Perfect. We start. All the best, guys. And let the best person win. And here starts your first question. That's the first question. Amazing. We have 15 people who have given the right answer. We move on to the next one. Let's see who's the... that's the second question for you all. Great. The answer was Shawwal. We move on to the next one. So we have Kiadi who is leading, then we have Smita, and then we have Alina. Third question. Les 4 dimanches avant Noël. Oh, we have Asrat Kaur who has got into the second ranking now. Next one. The fourth question. I don't know if you'll remember, we saw Santa Claus in the ad of Coca-Cola. Oh, Pooja and Dipti are racing up. We have Kiadi who's not leaving the first spot as yet. That's the fifth question. cast Noël set. Amazing. Next one. Question number 6. Amrita ma'am, after I just display the toppers right now, till now, would you like to add something to this question? Would you like to share something about this?
Yes, certainly, but in French.
Ah, oui, oui, bien sûr.
Oui. Alors, pourquoi 13 desserts? Le chiffre 13 représente le Christ et ses 12 apôtres. Et avoir en Provence. En général, c'était des fruits secs ou des fruits confits et des noix. Mais il y avait aussi du nougat. Voilà.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll keep asking you on and off when we are in a little doubt when we're not sure.
Okay.
Next 7th question is on the screen. So it's always on la nuit du 24 décembre. That was just a tricky one to see if you still remember or get confused. The 8th one is on the screen. This should be a simpler one. I think most of us teach this to our students as well. Oh, we have Kiadi who's not leaving the first place at all. Come on, guys. The next one, 9th one. Ma'am, what would you like to add over here?
Bon, on se demande pourquoi il y a 9 reines. Et le 9e reine, il s'appelle, vous le savez, Rudolph, qui, grâce à son nez rouge, brillant, guide le Père Noël dans le brouillard. C'est pourquoi il est en tête du trémon.
Thank you, ma'am. We move on to the next question. Oh, we have Kiadi again on the first spot. Question number 10. Dish. Vert et rouge, not blanc et rouge. Oh, we have Smita who has topped the list, Kiadi second, Pooja is third, we have Shamika and Priya in row. 11th question. It was POM. We go to the next one. The 12th question. was like a mixed reaction. The answer is Turkey. Wow, we have Dipti who is leading. Here it's with a sound, so listen to the song, the instrumental thing. Most of us would have heard this and taught our students this season. Perfect. We have Smita and Kiadi again. We are on the 14th question now. Ma'am, I think you should be adding a few words over here because I think there's a confusion with few people.
Ah, yes. La danse de Noël est une tradition qui date depuis le XVIe siècle. Le nom de dance vient du fait que les premières danses ramenées en Europe ont été baptisées pool dance par les Espagnols qui croyaient revenir d'Inde après le voyage de Christophe Colomb. La dance a donc remplacé l'oie, donc on a le mot dance qui était from India, qui est devenu dance. Et donc on appelle ce qu'on appelle turkey en anglais, on appelle dinde en français. Et donc la dinde a remplacé l'oie car elle était un volaille exotique et rare. Et c'est pourquoi on voulait avoir quelque chose d'exotique sur la table au repas de Noël. C'est pourquoi on a commencé à servir la dinde en France à Noël.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this info. And let's see the next question. Oh, this should be a simpler one for all. Most of us know and would like to visit the Strasbourg Christmas market. We have Kiadi again topping, Shamika, Smita, Delisha, and Azrat. Let's move on to the 16th question. Oh, that's really quick, everybody. Let's see. Oh, we have Kiadi, Shamika, Smita, Vakab, Delisha, and Dipti. We go on to the 17th one. Ma'am, would you like to add something over here?
Vous avez sans doute remarqué qu'il n'y avait que 25 jours dans le calendrier. Comment est-ce qu'on calcule ce calendrier? C'est le temps de l'Avent qui commence le 4e dimanche avant Noël. Donc, on ne peut pas avoir plus de 25 jours. Ce calendrier d'Avent est une tradition d'origine germanique destinée à faire patienter les enfants jusqu'à Noël. Et maintenant, il y a donc pour chaque jour il y a une surprise pour les enfants jusqu'à ce que le jour de Noël arrive.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am.
Voilà.
Oh, we have Delisha on the third position now. And let's go on to the 18th question and last 2 questions left. That's POM. I think, ma'am, you can explain us what is the story about this POM thing over here.
OK. Auparavant, on décorait les sapins avec des pommes. Mais en 1858, à cause d'une sécheresse, il n'y avait plus de pommes à trouver pour décorer les sapins. Et des verriers de la région d'Alsace ont eu l'idée de faire des boules avec du verre soufflé pour remplacer les pommes. Ainsi, la pratique de boules en verre rouge pour décorer les arbres.
So there's a story behind everything, which we actually don't know. We just consider it to be a part of decoration, but there's a story why and what it was. Perfect. Oh, so we have Nisha on the 4th place now. Let's move on to the last 2 questions. Perfect. So those who don't know, I think you can Google it up and listen to the song. And oh, wow, great. Nisha, you are on the 3rd position now. And we have the last question. And before I go to the last question, Alexandra, hi. We have Alexandra, who is our next guest. So we'll just finish this and then hand it over to Alexandra. And here goes your last question.
Bonjour from Paris.
Oui, bonjour. This is the last question, and I think Amrita ma'am, you should be adding some knowledge to our unknown part that we don't know. Please help us with this.
OK, le Père Fouettard, c'est le Père Fouettard qui accompagne le Saint-Nicolas, tandis que le Saint-Nicolas distribue des cadeaux aux enfants sages. Le Père Fouettard, lui, laisse des morceaux de charbon ou il donne un coup de fouet aux enfants qui n'ont pas été sages. Mais la tante Aris, elle existe. C'est une version dans une région, c'est une dame qui distribue des cadeaux.
Ah, okay.
Voilà.
Thank you so much. And here we'll have the winners, everybody now. Nisha J20 is in the 3rd position. Great, we have Shamika in the 2nd position. Great, we have Kiati, who is amazing.
Back in 1st place. Back in 1st place.
Yes, back in 1st place. Just a second. So Kiadi, Shamika and Nisha, I'll be putting my WhatsApp number on the in the chat. Please kindly send me a message with your full name. So it'll be nice to get in touch with you. So we have 3 winners who will be getting gift vouchers from Gold Publishers and candies. I'll get in touch with you very soon. And please, you can have a look at my chat if you can please put the number on the WhatsApp chat. Okay, guys. Now we come to the most interesting part of our program. We found it very difficult to travel this year, so we thought, why not get Paris to us? So we have Mr. Alexandra with us. Alexandra was born and brought up in Paris. So he's a true Parisian. In the last 10 years, he has been a tour guide in Paris. He grew up next right to Notre Dame, and the neighborhood we'll explore with him today was his playground as a child. Can you beat this? We are dying to go there, and that was his playground. So I'm sure we all are envious. Alexandra has never been to India, and I'm sure he's eagerly waiting to come to our country. So Alexandra, you're most welcome to India. But right now, we are all looking forward to relive our dreams with you by seeing beautiful city of light. I hope by the time you are finishing the trip, we see the city of lights in its real lights too. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation, Alexandra, and over to you.
Can you hear me all right?
Perfect.
Parfait. Bonjour à tous and welcome to Paris. Bienvenue à Paris. It's a great honor. It's a great excitement for me to be here. The first thing I want to say is my heart goes to all the people who did not win the quiz, because the quiz was really hard. I was listening. I was very impressed. And I want the same teacher that you have, because these questions out there were not simple. And congratulations to the winner. And my heart to those who did not win. I'm on your side of the guy who didn't win also. So bonjour, bonjour. You can see Notre Dame behind me. I will introduce you to Notre Dame in a matter of moments. Of course, we start off with Notre Dame because it has to do with the birth of Jesus, and Notre Dame is Our Lady. She's the Mother of God. But then after that, we will walk all the way to a Christmas market, un marché de Noël, that is situated right outside the Hôtel de Ville, right outside City Hall of Paris. So I hope that some of this you find entertaining for all of you, and I think we should get started.
Yes.
It's much colder here than it is there, so I'm wearing a scarf and a manteau, exactly, a coat, because you know why. So let me flip the camera over, and I would like to start off with something I would not have been able to show you a few months ago if it were not for the fire, the great fire of Notre Dame. And you can see here a statue. It is, of course, the statue of La Vierge Marie, the Virgin Mary. And she came straight out of the Notre Dame. And while the church is being renovated and fixed, it's closed. And as a result, they wanted to make sure that we still see the Notre Dame and Our Lady right here, which is what we can see right at the moment. You can see she's doing what she does at Noël, at Christmas. She's holding baby Jesus in her arm, because that's what mothers do all around the world. And Noël, which of course stands for Nativity, the birth of Jesus, is all about the birth of Jesus. And that's what we're going to discover today, how we celebrate the Noël at the end of the year. It's very much a celebration for children. And we'll talk about how children are really the central piece of all these Noël celebrations. So we really celebrate two sets of holidays. We have, for now, we have Christmas, of course, on the 24th and the 25th of December, 24 et 25 décembre. And then later on is the Réveillon du 31 décembre, which you probably spoke about before. You probably know the word réveillon already, which is the eve to the big party. Yes. And that is more a celebration for friends, whereas Noël is more for family. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today as we make our way to the Christmas market. Okay? So I'm going to turn my camera, and even though Notre Dame has been maimed very badly, as you know, by the fire that took place 3 years ago, we still get, I think, an acceptable, very acceptable view of the Notre Dame from here. It's the Cathedral of Paris. It is the central church of the city. It was, at least up until the Eiffel Tower was built 700-800 years later, it was the central attraction, if you will, tourist attraction of Paris. And what you can see from this angle is you see almost no evidence of the sufferings of the Notre Dame during the fire. And that's because the fire actually broke out in the roof, in the timber and the wood roof that's to the back of the Notre Dame, to the back. And all the towers were miraculously saved by the firefighters. And as a result, from this perspective, we have no evidence of any fire. Notre Dame looks fine, except for the large crane that you see on the side that will be used for fixing the church. For the rest, Notre Dame is what Notre Dame always was. Notre Dame is the way it was when I was a kid, playing around here, and there is no changes of any kind. I mentioned to you already that Notre Dame, so Our Lady, is the central piece, if you will, of this church. And at the very center in the rosace is the round windows, and you see one at the very center of the church. And right to the front of it is, you probably can't see it unless you can zoom in, but if you can't zoom in, you have to take my word for it. There's the statue of Notre Dame, there is the statue of La Vierge Marie as the central piece to this church. And that's what you see. And I thought, for starting off the Notre Dame celebrations and the Christmas celebration, we should start with this particular view. So I'll start making my way to the marché that I wanted to take you to. And if you have questions, you feel free to burst in. I am actually looking at my screen. So as a result of that, I can see any questions that come in. Maybe they will come in from Bijel, maybe they will come in, I hope not from the teacher, because the teacher was asking difficult questions, but I'll be happy to answer with her assistance rather.
So guys, if you have any queries, any questions related to the area he's showing, you can put it up in the chat box and I'll read out the question to Alexandra and he'll be able to reply to you.
Thank you very much, my dear.
Pleasure.
So as we stand right here, so this is what we call the Parvis Notre Dame, which is the main piazza, if you will, outside the Notre Dame. And so on this, the river Seine runs right before these yellow lights that you see over here. And so the yellow lights already stand on the left bank, the rive gauche, the left bank of the river, whereas we stand here on the island where Notre Dame was built. So we're not on the left bank, we're not on the right bank, and my phone is going crazy, but I'll fix it. Here we go. Sorry for the quick motion for a moment here. And so we are now on the central island of Paris. And being a left banker, being a right banker, un homme de la rive gauche, un homme de la rive droite, it says things about who you are. Because the left bank has the big famous University of Paris. Does somebody want to throw in the name of the famous historical University of Paris?
You can guys reply in the chat. Yes.
Yeah, already. That was super quick. You guys are just
Nirali has already
well
replied
trained.
saying La Sorbonne.
Yes, forgive me for asking such easy questions. I will try and come up with better ones in the future. So the left bank has the university. So traditionally it's the poor man's bank, whereas the rive droite, the right bank, traditionally is the rich man's bank, if you will. It has, what does it have over there? It has La Bourse. La Bourse is the stock exchange, and it has all kinds of expensive offices and so on. So traditionally, if you like the left bank, it's a way to say you like poetry, you don't like money, you like the arts, you like studying. And if you're the right bank, a right banker, you are more somebody who loves, who will love money and expensive entertainment, fashion, luxury, and so on. So when people ask you here where you live, they really ask you, who are you? Are you a right banker? Are you a left banker? And then I'm showing you this street for two reasons. One of them is I grew up right here. So the second building, not this one, but the second one right here, is exactly where I grew up as a child. And I thought I would point this out to you. And second, you don't get the smells, but we have here vin chaud. Does somebody, you guys, I don't know if you do vin chaud in India. I don't think India has a big tradition of wine.
No.
And no, I didn't think so.
Yeah, the
And
wine
vin
culture is growing here, but vin chaud, no.
No, vin chaud. So vin chaud is the mulled wine, the warm wine that you usually pour cannelle. Cannelle in English will be, the name will come back to me in a second. The name for cannelle will come back to me in a second. It has a very sweet taste.
Cinnamon.
Thank you very much. Cinnamon, absolument. Cannelle is cinnamon. And that's what you get in winter. It's a very sweet alcoholic drink. I'm not very fond of it, but the smell is enchanting. So whenever you walk a street and there's vin chaud, cinnamon wine you know, nearby, you smell it a distance away, and then you want to eat it as a result of it. So that's what we have. And it is one of the many traditions of Christmas. Frankly, I would claim, and I know your quiz helped you answer that question, but I would claim that in many ways, est-ce qu'on trouve le même à Lyon? Wow, le même meaning the même vin chaud. So I see I have Lyon experts. Lyon, you know, is this major city to the south east of France, close to the borders. And it's a major city for food as well. So that's why I'm being asked whether it carries, whether they also carry mulled wine. And I will answer you very candidly, I don't know, because just like I've never been to India, I've never been to Lyon at Christmas at any rate. So I don't know what the local traditions are. And it's a very good question because there's a lot of local traditions that do not jump from one region to another region of France. For instance, the one that comes to my mind, many, but foods really vary, obviously, from region to region. Like in Alsace, in eastern France, there's a lot of tradition around ginger and gingerbread that doesn't carry over in other regions. Or like in Provence, you know, in the south of France, you have les santons. Does anybody know what les santons are? No? So there's a tradition of crèche. You do know. Okay, you do know. So for those of you who may not know, I will quickly bring it up, and I apologize to those who know. But the santons are, what you do is in the south of France, traditionally, you do a little crèche. So what you do is you arrange in the church or in your home, and more often in your home, you do the crèche. So you do where baby Jesus was born in Bethlehem, and you show him in the stable where he was born. You show him with his mother Mary. You show him with his father Joseph, and then you show him with the bœuf, which is the cow, and also the l'âne, the donkey, that are warming up baby Jesus. That's very cold because he was born in winter, and that's the tradition. And in the south of France, they do santon. Santon is like a local name, a Provençal language name for petit saint, santon, saint, santon. And you show those little figurines that are made of terracotta and that represent all the main characters of the Bible and the moment when baby Jesus was born. Now we've come to the river, and this is my next treat for you here is there's a few tourists. It's winter. You can tell it's chilly, but you have here facing the River Seine. And the River Seine, of course, I think is an enchanting sight for all of us. And this is the Bateau Mouche, exactly. You guys know.
Alexandra, you're not making it easy for us at all. We are all wishing to be there now.
That was my intention all along. It's not me, it's the city.
I agree.
So let me show you here on this side. So now we come to the right bank, the rive droite, and you see over here this pedestrians walking all along the river. When I was a kid, and then behind it is City Hall, and we're coming to City Hall. When I was a kid, this was actually a thoroughfare, a fast road for cars. And just a few years ago, the city government turned this quay, so the quay is the riverbanks, back over to pedestrians and bicycles. And so today, 24/7, every day of the week, you can actually walk along the River Seine, which I think is a very pleasant moment and a nice perspective for enjoying the city. Let's go back and turn around again a little bit for a last look at the Île de la Cité. So Île de la Cité is, of course, this the main island of La Cité, the city. And that's where Notre Dame was born. In many ways, people claim that's where the city of Paris was born, because an island means you're protected from enemies attacking. You also have water near you, and you also can quickly arrange for trade, fishing, and then trade along the river. So in many ways, it was the River Seine that caused Paris to happen. Now, we're walking to Hôtel de Ville, City Hall, And here she comes, Hôtel de Ville, City Hall. And they have arranged this year, and I think it's the first year, and I really want us to rush to it. They arranged for a very nice Christmas market, Marché de Noël. And I thought I would show this to you because I think it's, out of all the Christmas markets in Paris this year, to me, it's the most enchanting. It's not the largest one, but I think they made some really nice arrangements, and I thought we would look at them together. So what happens at Noël? At Noël, we eat, as I say. Traditionally, we go to church. We go to church at midnight to celebrate the birth of baby Jesus. Many people don't go to church anymore, but that's sort of the tradition that you would expect. And a lot of people who actually never go to church, they will go to church on this special occasion of Noël, which is considered a big deal. The city government stands right here. It's a very enchanting building. And we were discussing with Viejo at length whether the lights would be on by the time we start the show. And it is, and we're very lucky. Maybe these people will let me through. Pardon, madame, pardon, monsieur, excusez-moi, bonjour. So let me introduce you here to City Hall, right here. I can give it a shot at giving you a horizontal view instead of a vertical view. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's give it a try. So far, no good. So far, not good at all.
It's just the same as of now. Yeah.
It's the same. Hang on. Let me give you one more
Sure.
try. Whoa. Yeah, that was not very successful, was it? Okay. So I'll give up on that. Sorry, folks. I was being audacious, but maybe too audacious. So sorry, I felt I was with friends and I could afford to take the risk. Let me see if my camera will kindly reboot the way I wanted to. Uh-oh. I was a little cocky on this one, wasn't I? Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Okay. Technology. Who wants to trust technology? Let me see what
But I
this
think
is.
we should be thanking the technology that we can have you with us right now.
Okay. We're back. Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. So this is
Oh,
City
that's
Hall.
beautiful.
I think it's gorgeous. I think it's a photo op if there ever was one. It's slightly, gently lit up, and they're showing us something that possibly in the lights that probably many of you have never seen in India, I suppose, if you haven't traveled outside of India. They're showing us the flocons de neige, and I'll show you here. You see the lights? The flocons de neige in English will be the snowflakes. You see how they're pretending they're snowflakes falling across the facade of the Hôtel de Ville? Flocons de neige. That's the illusion that they wish to create with simply lights. I don't know whether you can see them well. You might see them on the porch there. Do you see them on this porch?
Yes.
The flocons de neige. That's the illusion. And I actually remember having a guest from India one day. This was an adult, and she was maybe 25 or 30. And it was a couple of years ago, and it snowed. And she put her hands out to catch the snowflakes because she had never seen snowflakes before. She had never touched the snow. The snow is very cold, and she was very excited to experience that firsthand. Sometimes we do get snow in Paris, sometimes we don't. It's very unpredictable every year whether we will get snow or we won't get any snow. I think a lot of this is very charming. Let me show you the kids, because as I told you, this is really a holiday for the kids. And maybe I will show you here what they have arranged, if the parents will allow me to. I'll step to the back so I don't get in the way. Pardon, madame. Little trees. And they're arranging for, in a way, an artificial ramp of ice. It's not real ice, but we're going to see them slide down, because when you have ice, it's very slippery. So it's a lot of fun too. Here we go. Whoa. The parents are here. And it slows down enough. I wasn't sure if it was going to slow down at the end or not slow down. Voilà. C'est comme un traîneau. Un traîneau, these are actually buoys, but a traîneau will be a sled. And that's what we just had. A sled falling down. I thought I would show you this. We also put up lots of Christmas trees. You probably know this. And maybe it's the same at home. I apologize if it's the same, but I want to learn myself. Sapin de Noël. A sapin de Noël is something that you will decorate as much as you can. And I think this City Hall here has done a great job of decorating And I would like for us to go see more and more of this Christmas trees, if you don't mind. So usually what happens is that the Christmas tree is very important. You want to have one in your home. And the reason for that is on the 24th, you have the big family dinner, le dîner de Noël with everyone. You eat a bûche de Noël, which is this cake, very heavy in butter, that you eat. And then there is nothing under the tree. And you leave a cookie and a glass of milk for le Père Noël. Le Père Noël in English will be, literally will be Father Christmas. So I know in American English, they say Santa Claus, which is more, I think, the German tradition, the German name, but we call it Père Noël. And the next morning, believe it or not, the cookie has been eaten, the glass of milk has been drunk, and the Christmas trees are all, no, I'm sorry, the Christmas presents for the children are all under the tree. That's why l'arbre de Noël is so important, because that's where the gifts will go for the children. And my 8-year-old, 7 going 8, knows that Père Noël does not exist anymore. You know, there's an age where you wonder whether Père Noël exists or does not exist. He knows Père Noël does not exist, but he's dying for Père Noël to exist anyway. So he keeps asking us, you know, does Père Noël exist? And you know, he wants us to say, yes, le Père Noël exists. And that's the conversation we have in the home. Le Père Noël exists. And so we were very busy doing the arbre de Noël, préparer l'arbre de Noël, precisely for le Père Noël to arrive. And I think this might be another charming photo opportunity for everyone here. You should take a look. It has the feel of cold and Christmas, right? But we don't mind the cold and the Christmas because it's the time of year. So this is just, I think, an adorable sight. And I think City Hall has just worked wonders this year in making all these arrangements for all these arbres de Noël. Look at this one. It is lost all its leaves. It is simply like a bamboo type tree. And they arranged for a big boule de Noël, the boule de Noël almost of the color of the tree trunk to be mingling together. I think the effect is absolutely wonderful. And we have a dog here that's also celebrating Christmas. I hope he celebrates Christmas in a clean way. Yes, he kept clean. Very good. I wasn't sure it was wise of me to show you a dog, you know, about to walk around, because we know what dogs do when they come close to trees. But it worked out nicely. And then we have here more flocons de neige, because a flocon de neige looks like a crystal. And that's why they're showing us this big snowflakes in the shape of a crystal, in the shape of a star, because that is truly how ice water, as you know, turns into. And that's what we're seeing here. And then this tree looks like it's alive. This tree looks like it has almost, it's a face, a human face. And then if we move up, we see City Hall. And of course, City Hall loves that everyone is here celebrating Christmas. And I'm in the wrong spot right now because look, I'm facing 80,000 photographers. They don't want to photograph me. They want to photograph my kids and their kids, forgive me. And I'm in the way of their kids.
Alexandra, so this
yes.
people that we see are mostly Parisians, the locals, or
yes.
you think they're
so
all
let
tourists?
me show you. It's a very good question. Are these people tourists or are these people locals? It's a bit hard to say. I'm trying to listen in and I'm trying to hear what language they're being spoken. And for the most part, I'm hearing French. I do have my earbud on because I want to be able to hear you first and foremost. But my impression is these are primarily locals with a couple of tourists, but a very small fragment of people with tourists. For the most part, it's going to be locals.
Okay, great.
And then what else do we have here? This is very pretty as well. Oh, this is done by the gardeners of Paris. I hope the reflection does not get in the way of you seeing it. But the gardeners of Paris, as you can see, are using sort of leftover bark and branches and moss from their gardens to arrange for a very pretty arrangement around the city of Paris. And we see a couple of birds. You see the chouette or maybe the hibou I don't know whether you can see them. They're right
Yes,
here.
yes, we can.
In spite of the reflection, you can. Very nice. And this, of course, is a pomme de pin. The pomme de pin is the tree, the fruit, forgive me, of some of the Christmas trees. And that's what you see over here. I forget the name in English, but pomme de pin is the only word you need to know. Anyway, who knows it? Who needs English when they have French, right? So pomme de pin is the word that you want to know.
Yes.
The pine, yeah. Acorn, very good. Acorn, I heard acorn. Thank you very much. And so this is a way for the City Hall also to go to thank and to honor the gardeners of the city of Paris by having a special window for them. What's missing here is my crèche that I was telling you about. The crèche is, you know, where you see baby Jesus and the parents. And the reason for that, I think, is that the City Hall is very laïque. They want no religion in public space. In France, we consider that religion should stay in the home and should not be part of city life. And so the Crèche de Noël gradually has been squeezed out of city life in Paris. And that's why there is no Crèche de Noël. But what we do have is, I think, this adorable manège, which I think is pretty, right? And these are most likely local kids, I will tell you that. And I think this manège is very pretty. Ils sont sur des chevaux de bois. It's a two-level manège, as you can see. I have never seen a two-level manège. So that's very nice. That's a very large manège.
I believe this ride is always there in this place, right? It's not only for Noel, right?
Pijel, I know you've been to Paris many times and you pay attention to a lot of things. And you're, of course, once again, absolutely right about your comments. But this one is very pretty. It's very lit up. And I think the result of that is absolutely adorable. Just standing right outside City Hall. And we'll take one last look at City Hall right away. This is an impressive view, I would say. We have a very large person getting in our way. But once the large person has been removed, I think this view is very pretty. City Hall, Hôtel de Ville, and that's what you see. This is an idea from BGL thinking we should do a get-together on the occasion of Christmas, and we should invite everyone. And I think it's worked out very nicely, because I think it makes for a very pretty sight of the city of Paris. I'm looking for more mulled wine. I was going to pour myself a glass on your behalf, all of you, but they're not selling any right here. It is non-commercial. There is nothing for sale here. Everything is for free and everything can be enjoyed for free. We have here another decor. This one is really well done. We have another decor by, again, les jardiniers de la ville de Paris. And again, I think it's magnificent, absolutely splendid. I'm not understanding everything, but I'm in love with everything that I see. I don't need to understand to enjoy. Sometimes I like to understand what I enjoy. Sometimes I like to enjoy what I understand. But on occasion, I can enjoy and not understand. All that is fine as well. So if we continue walking about this market, you see that some people are wearing their masks. Other people are not wearing their masks. In the public space where there's air, and so air circulation going on all the time, it's considered that you don't truly need to wear the mask. But we are still, and I was reading actually ahead of time, much more so than in India, we're still very deeply into the big wave of COVID. So that gets in the way of things. Let me show you a pretty sight and maybe we'll take bets. On va faire des paris. Do you think this child is going to make it halfway to the top of the climb? Or do you think this child will give up before halfway? See, the way it's done is this guy in white is holding the rope so the child cannot really fall. And this child is supposed to make it all the way up here, which must be a solid 4 meters from the ground. So Bijal, what is your bet? Is this child going to make it halfway to the top?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
You're pretty sure, yes.
Yes.
Anybody else want to throw their 2 cents opinion there? Well, very determined to climb up, but it doesn't look so easy. And there's a father. This is really cute. The dad right here is giving her, you see he's right here. Right here. He's giving advice about, to the child, do this and do that. I think the child can figure it out all on her own, but the dad feels, invested in the mission to make the child progress. And that's what you see. And what's very nice, of course, is right to the edge of it, you see the Notre Dame as well, the Tower of Notre Dame as well, which I think is a lovely sight. As a matter of fact, what I propose, as I said, this is not a very large market, but it's one of the prettier ones. And what I propose we do before we say goodbye, and I'm of course very happy to entertain questions and so on, but I'd like for us to make it back to the river for a more extensive view of the river, because as said before, the city would not exist if were not for the river. So I think, Bijal, many times you've traveled to Paris, I'm sure, and you've taken people to Paris, I understand. You must have experienced this as well. One always ends up going back to the river again and again when one is in Paris, because it's like a natural path where you find yourself heading to the river again. And I'd like to take us there one more time, if you don't mind, while City Hall is still behind us. I think this is a good view.
You absolutely nailed it, Alexandra. Yes, I think for those who have traveled will agree with me, and those who haven't will want to do that. Whenever we are in Paris, we make it a point to have a small picnic on the banks of River Seine. That's
very good.
Must-do thing when you are traveling to Paris. And you have made us also very nostalgic today.
Okay. So I hope, I saw a text that you sent. We all do hope that travel becomes possible again this year. Yes. And that within the next 6 months, by summer of next year, yes, when it's too hot to be in India, but cool enough here, you can travel back to Paris again. And that's what I wish upon myself, as well as upon all of you. So I would like for us to make our way down to the river one more time. And it's not very far, and I think we can. Let me turn the camera around one more time. Voila.
No, it's not turned. Yeah.
No, it's not turned. Hang on. Voila. This time it did. Yeah. Okay, and you have all the bateaux mouches in the background, cruising along in our direction. You see one coming to us. And then we have here the bouquinistes. You probably know of the bouquinistes. The bouquinistes is this tradition of the book stands standing right by the river in these green boxes. And these green boxes have a roof here, and the man will close that roof in the night and leave the books all over here. And we have here, and for those of you who are learning French, I urge you to read this on, is Astérix et Obélix. This is a bande dessinée, right here. Bande dessinée is in English, it would be a comic book, yes, I suppose.
So Alexandra, you did ask me why aren't we having this tour in French. So I did tell them that as audience, we have people who are beginners in the language, and we have people who are professionals. So to for everyone to benefit, we are trying to do this mostly in English and a few words here and there in French, so that everyone participates and enjoys this tour.
But maybe I am not putting in quite as many French words as I ought to. So let me try and give you a couple more French words than I've been doing here. So we have, as I was saying, les bouquinistes, we have les bandes dessinées, and we have, of course, a recent movie that made Paris popular again, which of course was Ratatouille.
Wait.
Named after he's a rat who lives in Paris, and we do have lots of rats in Paris, I have to admit. And then Ratatouille, who becomes a chef in Paris. And then next to that, many years ago, there was a film called Les Aristochats, which was the Aristocats. And that was more my generation as a child. And I keep wonderful memories of Les Aristochats, which is a wonderful ode, a very wonderful homage to the city of Paris. And so I would urge you, if you have kids in particular, to watch these two films. Ratatouille, l'histoire du petit rat qui devient cuisinier à Paris. And then Les Aristochats, which is this crazy adventure with a cat mother and her 3 children, who in French are called Berlioz. Maybe one is called Alexandra. No, I forget the name of the other 2. They're crazy names, but I forget what the names are. Okay, we're going down to the river. On va descendre vers le fleuve. Alors, so you know that there's two words in French. There's the rivière for one word in English, which is always river. There's la rivière and there's le fleuve. Do you know the difference between the rivière and the fleuve? That's a hard one. If you answer that one, you guys are really very
I think,
advanced.
Alexandra, we should allow someone to reply. If someone replies to this, I think I can give them a prize that we gave for the quiz. We can extend this quiz over here.
I like that.
Pourriez-vous répéter?
I will repeat for you all. He's asking you, there are two words in French. We have rivière and we have fleuve. So he's asking, what is the difference between rivière and fleuve? So,
And I'm making you win an extra prize. I'm really, thank you very much, Vijay. Very nice.
so we have Nirali who has replied, I think in the chat, she says, fleuve is larger than a rivière.
Non, non.
No. Okay,
Ça ne
I'll read you
suffit
the
pas.
other answer.
Ça
I'll
ne
read you the
suffit
other
pas.
answer.
Ça ne suffit pas. I want more, please.
Everyone is saying the same thing. Fleuve is a larger river. Nishank is saying les rivières se jettent dans les fleuves.
Oui, oui,
oui,
oui,
okay.
oui, oui. Bravo. So this may require a translation. So the river flows into a fleuve. And so where does les fleuves se jettent? So where does the fleuve go into then? I need the second part of the answer. And we can have two winners.
Perfect.
Un fleuve termine sa course dans la mer. Absolutely right. And so the fleuve ends its course, if that's plain English, into the ocean, into the sea. And that's a tradition from the Latin. And the Latins will use two concepts. Usually a female goddess will be the goddess of all the rivières, whereas a male god will be a god of the fleuves that go into the ocean. You guys are really good. You guys are really good. I see that the Indo French Hub are not wasting their time. They're very serious about what they show, what they teach the children and the adults that take these courses. So we go along the river and you can tell from how muddy it is and also how high it is against the riverbanks across the way. You can tell that, as is often the case in winter, it's been raining quite a bit. And when it rains a lot, of course, the level of the water goes up and up. And that's what you can see, a sign here that it's been raining a lot. The other sign that you can tell is that the river is sort of this dark green, a bit muddy looking. And that's what you get always also when it's been raining quite a bit. The water gets agitated as a result of the rain. And then what's wonderful about Paris, maybe I don't want to take too much of your time, but I'd like 3 more minutes. One of the things that you can really see from here is so many bridges. Paris is a relatively small city by size, but look, how many bridges can you see from here? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's actually piles. There's the pillars, if you will, of 4 bridges within sight right here. And 1 more, and as a matter of fact, 3 more on the opposite side. Well, this is a little different because this one actually shows you the other island, La Petite Île, l'Île Saint-Louis, but you have 1 bridge here, you have 1 to this side, and another one to the opposite side right here. So Paris, one of the wonderful things about Paris is how many bridges there are, how many opportunities there are for crossing the River Seine. You see the crowds, and I'm intentionally showing you the road here. So you see the crowd. The crowd is not nearly as large here as it was by the Marché de Noël, because everyone wanted to see les illuminations de Noël. Maintenant, je vais vous montrer un détail du pont. I think that when you show details on a camera, it comes out really interesting and nice. And I would like to show you a spectacular, you can already see it, but we'll walk all the way to it. No, as a matter of fact, I will dramatize it by hiding it from you for a second. And the way I'm going to do that is by hiding where we're going. And then I'll show you in a second. Sur les piles du pont et sur les arches du pont, which means along the archways of the bridges, very often they install, for the sake of decoration, they install wonderful sculptures. And this is far and away my favorite on all the bridges of Paris. And I'd like to show it to you now, if you are ready, and if the camera will go along. Voila.
Wow, amazing.
You see this?
Yes.
This is, nobody could see this. When I was a kid, there was all these cars going, actually heading the other way. No one ever saw this. You couldn't walk. This was too dangerous. No one could ever see this. And today, it's gigantic. It is the size of a man standing, this head, almost. And I think it's, oh no, what has my camera done? This may be a sign that it's feeling a little cold. Hang on a second. Oh, it's back in business. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm sorry for the motion sickness here for a second. I don't know what happened. But this is what you see. It is probably un dieu romain d'un fleuve. It is a male figure, and it's probably a reference to those Roman gods, male gods of the fleuves that I was telling you about. This is definitely not a river. This would be a fleuve. And we have Lady Bicycle over here, Madame Vélo. Everybody likes to ride bikes these days. And I think, and I will show you this the last time, maybe that will be my end finale here, is this other face, also rather spectacular. He looks a little unhappy. He looks to me like he's blowing wind, like he's, you know, his cheeks are all puffed up and he wants to blow some wind onto us. That's the impression that I receive from looking at him. And Paris like this, and that's what one of the things I love about my city, is full of these tiny details that are so easy to pass up on and to not see, but so handful to see when you can see them. Let me show you one detail that's very odd, that people don't always understand. But let me see if I find any. You know, here they've rearranged the riverbank, so I can't show you what I had in mind. But as we go along, I'll show you more. Never mind. I'll show you more things. Can you give me 5 more minutes? Is that okay, Bijel?
We are more than happy to be with you, Alexander.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you. Paris is Paris. So this is a conciergerie. This is the first palace of the kings of France when they started living in Paris. And then they moved out. It was a medieval construction. You can tell it's very dark. It doesn't have so many large windows. And so in the Middle Ages, this is where the King of France lived. I'm talking about the building on the right here. And then at the very edge, you see a spire going up this way. Mm-hmm. And this spire, Bijal probably remembers, it's La Sainte-Chapelle. And it's a wonderful church that was built, a chapel that was built inside the palace of the king to be like a jewelry box for relics, for Catholic Christian relics. And that was the intention behind that particular building. It is spectacular because it has phenomenal rose windows, les rosaces et les vitraux. Les vitraux, vitraux is in English, stained glass windows of La Sainte-Chapelle are one of the most extraordinary things in the world. And then for fun, you can see what is probably the most fun profession in the city of Paris. He's moving fast. Let me see if I can catch him. Sorry. This is a police boat cruising their way. You can see them right here and moving really fast. Préfecture de police. It's a bit beat up boat, but it's quite a sight. And he's coming right out right here. Because the city government needs to have people watching over the rivers in case somebody should fall. There's also quite a bit of boat traffic going on. So that's what you saw over here. And again, we are protected by the bridge. And I think this is a great photo op. You can see the river reflecting this, the light reflecting on the river. And I think it's very pretty. We have the same, and my phone battery, as I feared, is running short. So we'll be ending very shortly. But this also, I think, is a nice photo opportunity for you. It's again, La Conciergerie, the old palace of the kings. And you see l'arche du pont qui est juste au-dessus et qui nous montre la conciergerie. I think it makes for a great, maybe final view over the city for today, because that way, before my phone dies, if there's any question, well, dies, goes to sleep, I hope that maybe there's some questions that you would like to throw at me and we can start to discuss them together. And I will show you one last detail here, which is the big N. And you can all guess what the N is for. Yes, it is Ponto Change. You guys are so knowledgeable. It's out of this world. So what is this N? The N is one of the big builders of Paris and of France in general. That's an easy question to finish off. Do we get a prize for this one? Viejo, do we get one more prize?
Yes, absolutely. We can go ahead with it.
Christmas. Okay, Napoleon, bravo,
That's
bravo.
Smita. We have
Good,
Smita.
We got one more gift. We squeezed one more gift out of you. That's terrific.
Smita, you can get in touch with me soon after the session is over.
You are very generous. You are the Père Noël for all of us, Viejo.
It's Christmas time. It makes you generous.
It's Christmas time. I feel that way. Very nice. Very, very nice. Thank you. Anything else? I'm here. And if not, Joyeux Noël à tous. And perhaps we'll do some more of these. That'll be up to you guys, for you guys to tell Viejo if this was any worth your while and if it was good. And if it was, we might do more of these.
Great.
I suppose Viejo will be asking you all, not just the winners of the prizes, but the others also, if you enjoy this walk or you did not enjoy the walk. Viejo, do you have questions or comments perhaps before we say goodbye?
So first, I would like to ask my audience, guys, if you'll have any questions, you can unmute and ask your question regarding the area we saw, regarding Paris, if you have any questions. Alexandra will be more than happy to reply to you. Philippe, would you like to add something about this trip?
Ah, Philippe est là. Oui, bonjour. J'ai entendu parler de vous. Bonsoir, Philippe.
Bonsoir, bonsoir Alexandre. Merci pour cette très très belle balade.
C'est beau, hein? C'est beau. C'est beau.
Ça m'a fait penser à ma fille, puisque
oui.
J'ai une fille qui habite à Paris et qui travaille sur l'île de la Cité.
Ah, c'est pas vrai. Quelle chance. Ah ben j'ai grandi l'île de la Cité. Ça, alors, elle habite quelle rue? Sans donner son adresse, elle habite quelle rue?
Elle travaille à la galerie Viejo.
Ah oui, formidable. Oh là là, en effet, oui. Oh là là, extraordinaire. Ah bon, on pourrait faire une balade à la galerie Viejo. C'est un endroit extraordinaire, ça aussi. Et j'ai un ami qui est en train d'ouvrir un restaurant là-bas. Il pourrait nous ouvrir la galerie, on pourrait présenter la galerie. Il y a des choses à faire. Galerie Viejo, c'est un endroit extraordinaire.
Un beau lieu, oui.
Extraordinaire. Ah ouais, super. Alors moi, j'ai plus que 8% sur mon téléphone.
Bon.
Ah, okay. So guys, if you'll have any questions, you can just raise your hand. I'll unmute you. Or else I'm sure like me, all of you over here just had a smile. My cheeks are aching now with that sweet smile that we carried for this 40 minutes of the tour. And it has made us nostalgic and we all would like to travel soon. So thank you very, very much, Alexandra. That was really beautiful and the best Christmas gift we could give ourselves over here in India. Thank you so very much.
Joyeux Noël à toute l'Inde. Toute l'Inde réunie. Au revoir. Au revoir à tous.
Au revoir. Thank you so much. Dear friends, thank you so very much for, it's 9:30. I know we have crossed the dinner time over here, but thank you so much for being with us throughout the program for almost 1.5 hours. It was a pleasure organizing this whole event, and we have all had ups and downs the whole year, but it's nice to end the year on a high. So this was the last program on behalf of Inscription Français and Indo French Hub together in collaboration for the year 2021. Thank you very much for your support for the whole year. It's been a great journey. Philip, thank you so very much. And
Merci Viejo, c'était une belle soirée. Merci.
And I wish you all amazing vacations coming ahead and wish you all a great health and happy festivities. I'll get in touch with you very soon. I've already posted the link for our future programs. And trust me, 2022, there's something more in store coming up. Before I forget, the last but not the least, Tushar, if we can share the screen for the competition. Most of you have received the link and the poster for the competition that's announced by Inscription Français and Indo French Hub. That's Notre au Père Noël. The deadline is 24th midnight. We have already received a lot of entries. A lot of teachers have participated. Amazing level of creativity. You still have 4 days. Wear your thinking caps, creative cap, and get going. If you have any queries, you can let me know. Just to let you know, there are 6 characters we have selected. You have to select any one, be that character, and write the letter to Père Noël. The judges are Philippe, Amrita ma'am, and Emily, who is part of format 3 from TV Cinq Monde. And again, we have prizes worth rupees 10,000 waiting for all of you. We'll be happy to receive the letters, and we are going to have a grand event on 8th of January. So I hope all of you are going to be with us on 8th of January for the great program. I've shared the link with you. It's still on the screen if you see. We have 6 characters that Louis XIV, Josephine, Asterix, Thomas, Sophie Marceau, and Marie Curie. So let's get started, and I'm waiting for your letters. If you have queries, feel free to get back to me. And on that note, wish you all a very, very, very joyeux Noël and a happy New Year to all. Philippe, closing remarks from you.
Merci, merci encore Bijal. Merci à tous les participants. Merci à Amrita pour ce quiz qui était effectivement très bien conçu et assez difficile. Et bravo à tous les vainqueurs, à tous ceux qui ont apporté de bonnes réponses. Et on espère vous retrouver donc le 8 janvier pour la finale du concours, la remise des prix du concours. Je vous souhaite à tous un joyeux Noël et puis déjà en avance une très belle année 2022.
Merci. Thank you, everybody, and have a great evening. We can end the meeting over here. Thank you so much. Bye, Philippe.
Bye.
Merci, Viejo.
Oh, that's nice, guys. We can, if y'all can put on your cameras, we can have a quick group photo if y'all are okay with that. Tushar, if you can stop sharing the screen. Oh, that's nice. So we can quick have a smiling faces. Good to have so many of y'all all known faces. Tushar, will you be helping us with the screenshot, please? And let us know when it's done. We'll have to take it for 2 screens. Rupali, we already see you with the winter headgear and Eiffel Tower behind you. Thank you. Is that done, Tushar?
Yeah, done.
Perfect. Thank you so very much, everybody, and see you soon in 2022. Have a great evening. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bonne nuit.
It's a pleasure.